I'm going to critique this property. So if you decide to build your dream home, remodel your property, buy a property, you won't make the same mistakes. I'm the How to Buy a Mansion guy. My name is Arvin Haddad. Let's watch this one together.
Starting our tour on the driveway of this property, you drive up to the end of a cul-de-sac and arrive to this motor gate that we have open, and you look up to this extravagant property. This might be the best curb appeal you'll ever see in a home in the San Fernando Valley.
This is horrible. What do you mean this is the best? Okay, this is how, one of the principles of quality, architectural style, okay? When you look at this, what is the dominant feature? Come on, quickly. 1, 2, 3. Tell me, what's the dominant feature you see? The staircase, right? The staircase is out showing off. It's out maneuvering the building itself. Look at it. It's like sticking out like a tongue. How could you say this is the most stunning curb appeal? There's a ton of amazing, beautiful, beautiful properties in the valley. From Hidden Hills to Calabasas to Encino to Studio City. Come on.
So you have a cobblestone driveway where you can probably fit maybe 12 cars, potentially more if you squeeze them into a few different corners. On the right side, 3 large wall sconces up on this retaining wall. And then you see the wood garage door that leads into what looks like a 2-car garage from the outside. But as we go inside a little bit later on in the video, this garage can fit up to 20 cars, which is incredible. I can't wait to see that. On the left side, underneath this massive staircase.
You should have put a escalator here. It's so big. There's a lot going on. Let's talk about it. First of all, you do have an approach, right? I mean, it's not a private driveway because it's just a humongous motor court that it's not decorated whatsoever. It's very, very bare. There's some really, not so beautiful olive trees there, but there is some landscaping going on. But what's really apparent is that they are trying to do a thing with the lot, and they're trying to fix your entrance to the property by putting a staircase up front, because otherwise you would have had an upside down house where you would have entered from the top, right, or at the bottom, and then you have to take stairs to get to the backyard. They're trying to fix that up before you even get in, and that's why you get this extremely ugly, obnoxious staircase sticking out completely, distorting the proportions of the architectural elements of a modern home, if you want to call it a modern home.
But follow me up these steps. As you walk up to this property, imagine you've been invited over by one of your friends, and this is what you're arriving to see.
Okay, so this is the facade that you see, and immediately, architecturally speaking, this tells me that it's completely bare bone, right? There's no cladding of wood or stone, nothing, just bare minimum. You can do this for up to $3-4 million property in LA, but when you're pushing 10, 20, 30, 40, you look so bad, so out of touch with what's in and what's popular. It just looks like a white refrigerator. It's horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible.
On the right side, water features surround a massive 15-foot fire pit out here, wood paneled floors as well with some outdoor seating, and it takes on views of the San Fernando Valley. This is a perfect day today, not a cloud in the sky.
For example, do you see, I'm sorry, I'm talking about architectural style because it's just really important, because so many people do modern wrong, okay? This looks like it was an extension. Do you see this glass? Like it was an area where they enclosed later after building it, but it's brand new construction. It's ridiculous to have an issue like this, that it just looks so off, so off.
We're heading up to this large glass pivot front door. So there's a lot to see in this near 20,000 foot home. So let's go ahead inside. Oh my goodness. Now this is unlike any home we've ever toured on this channel. Just about 20,000 square feet. Here are all the specs of the property. And right upon entry, I'm standing on glass floors that we can see down into the basement beneath me, and these high ceilings above us leading all the way through the home.
Okay, let's talk about the wow factor because it's off. First of all, very narrow. You basically enter into a massive hallway and then you have rooms connected to it, which really defeats the whole purpose of a modern architecture where you want to get those open spaces where they naturally connect to each other instead of lining them up with rooms to each side. Optically speaking, a very mediocre staircase to the left, and then all these glass bridges. You should not be building glass bridges. The only time that like you may be allowed to do a glass bridge, it shouldn't even be a bridge, okay? Maybe like a glass feature that you allow natural light to go down, okay, to a lower floor. But to design the entire hallways upstairs out of glass, you completely alienate families to your property, and that's the biggest demographic. And I don't think you're gonna have that many bachelors wanting to buy bachelor homes in Encino. Okay, there are plenty of bachelor homes in Hollywood Hill next to all the nightlife and everything. So you're just really, you don't have the location, and you're really blocking your own resale value here.
We take a turn to the left side and we have a waiting area, a little lobby room. You can see into the front yard and get a glimpse into the driveway and cul-de-sac here. This door leads us into the office room. And every single space in this home really has its own unique vibe and feel.
This is so bare. Such a bare room for an office. Like, where are the masculine features here? Like, this is where you could have gone dark marble. This looks like a bedroom, like a bare bone bedroom.
This is a very bright office space without even having the lights on. Windows looking out to our putting green.
I mean, look at this architectural style, okay? I just want to go over this because a lot of you guys don't know this. Look at the window placements. Do you see any symmetry? Do you see any consistency? Do you see any material, any clouding? There is nothing beautiful about this view of the property. It's absolutely disgusting. And it just really tells me it was an inside design out, right? Like they worked from the inside. They're like, oh, let's put a bedroom here. Let's put a window over here. And then they didn't realize how putting these weird windows at these different ratios would affect the look of the property from outside, which is an extreme rookie mistake.
Turf backyard, lap pool, and hills of Encino. It's a gorgeous day today.
Like, you know exactly why they put this window over here. First, this was probably in the design, but they're like, we can't see the swimming pool. Let's open this up. Let's open this up. Let's give them a view to the swimming pool. And then they didn't realize like how ugly it would make it look from the outside, and they didn't care.
But let's keep on moving as we exit that office space. Motion sensored lights, as you see, as we arrive into, what is this? This is a bathroom, floor to ceiling mirrors.
Who the hell does floor to ceiling mirrors in powder rooms? What are we at, a gym? This is like, what are you guys doing?
And on the opposite side, this is our vanity area. You can see the stacked marble where our sink is.
Oh my God. We have mirror behind the marble vanity too, floor to ceiling. It continues. This is so weird. This is so strange. Not a bad marble. Not a bad marble.
But let's keep on moving. Tons to see, as I'm sure you already know. So as we walk over to the floating staircase on my left side, very unique looking set of stairs here, as you can see it. So we're gonna walk to the opposite side of our stairs here, take a step down, and this is the open living and kitchen area.
Oh my God. You have double islands but next to each other? What? What? This is horrible. Why would you put two islands like this? You gotta stack them on top of each other.
You have not one, but two islands side by side, which is very rare to see.
Yeah, because it looks ridiculous. No one puts kitchen islands side by side. This is a classic case of maximizing the square footage and then figuring out what to do with the space. It does not get so more obvious than this. It is, they're like, where are we going to put the kitchen? Okay, this is too big, but we can't really like put them after each other. Let's put them next to each other. So you have two kitchens next to each other. Like, oh my God. Like, you can't make this stuff up.
Both of them identical to one another. As you can see, the stacked countertop extends out a bit, making a nice space for a breakfast bar where you can seat 5, maybe 6 people. And then we even have marble all the way down to the floor underneath.
So untastefully done. The whole thing is going to be marble. Like, you're not going to add an accent of wood. You're not going to break it off. You're not going to try to like separate it, make one part of the island like stand out. No, marble. All of it.
Let's talk about the appliances in here. We've got the paneled fridge and freezer. As you can see, by 𝗕𝗓, top of the line appliances. Of course, dual ovens. 𝗕𝗓 once again, microwave/steamer, 2 ovens down beneath.
And the ovens are not even here. All the way there. You got 2 kitchens, but you got to go to this like little hallway to use the oven. Oh my God.
Light fixture above, the same exact one on both islands. And then on the opposite side, we've got a 6-burner gas stove top built into the stone.
That looks very narrow. That looks off to me. That distance, if it's up to code, which I would hopefully it's up to code, it's the lowest range of the code. Like, I don't think you can make a counter like more narrow than that.
Let's keep on moving down this hallway behind the kitchen. There's an endless amount of storage space in this home, some of them even hidden. As you can see, if you open this up, you slide these in, and you push it into the wall. It exposes the best part of the kitchen. That's the 𝗕𝗓 espresso machine.
The best part of the kitchen is not even in the kitchen. You got 2 kitchens. The best part is outside the kitchen. Oh my God. Like, they just didn't have any cabinets there.
Now, as you can see, it really is all about the little things in this home and the details. And check this out. Now we have just stumbled into the dining room. And this might be one of the longest dining tables we've seen in any property we've ever filmed.
Oh my God. This is the part that I said it looks like an overhang where they enclose and they put the dining table over here. But this is embarrassing. This is such a tight spot for a dining room. If somebody actually sits on the seat, right, the seat's gonna come back like at least by 2-3 feet. And then no one can walk behind you. And it's tight on both sides. This is an embarrassment. You did not even do your measurements right. Your scale is so off. This is not a dining room. This is an overhang enclosed like sunroom.
How many chairs are in this dining space? We've got...
You see, for the shoot, they've tucked in the chairs as much as they could. It won't be obvious, but it's still obvious it's too small.
And you have some of the best views of any, if not the best views of any dining room anywhere in the San Fernando Valley.
Okay, let's talk about it because he's over talking the views. First of all, there's plenty of at least 4 or 5 other promontories that have equal views, probably even better. At this level, you're treetop. This is not that good of a view because you don't even see the city. You just see it's a treetop. In between the trees, you get some views. Maybe from the upper floor, you get a better view. But generally speaking, Encino, like the best view, if you have 360 unobstructed, the whole thing is a 7. It's not even 8, 9, 10. Like, Valley doesn't have that view. If you want that, like, really top-notch view, you got to come to LA side.
Up above, you have crystal-like light fixtures, a very unique look.
The dining room is so bad, I didn't even realize how ridiculous the chandelier is. What is this? Like, you picked it up from a fortune teller? What is this?
And minimal so that it doesn't block anyone's view of whether it's the valley, the mountains, the sky, your gorgeous front yard space here. Or on the opposite side of the dining table, your wine cellar. Temperature controlled wine cellar.
Oh my God, I hate everyone says temperature controlled wine cellar. I keep saying it's like saying this car moves. Of course it's temperature control. It has to be temperature control. Otherwise it would be a closet. You can call it a wine closet.
Where you have 2 floor-to-ceiling windows looking out into the dining area.
This is the cheapest, worst wine cellar I've ever seen on a $40 million property. What is this? First of all, it's really small. Second of all, what are those? Like, you can't even call them shelves. It's like hanging wires. And you can get like 50 bottles in? I have more bottles at my house, and I don't even drink.
But across the way from The wine cellar area is where we're going to find yet another bathroom. Now check this out, a very minimal bathroom, powder room, if you want to call it that. You've got the toilet here up against the wall. Dark plastered walls surround us in here.
Who the hell does dark plaster walls on a modern home? Dark Venetian plaster on a modern property? Whose idea was that? Who's your designer?
Freestanding countertop space to make for as minimal of a look as possible. You really just have about 6 inches of space to both sides of your linear sink. So having that small vanity and sink section just adds to the width and the size that this powder room feels when you're actually in here.
Darren, you're clueless, buddy. You have no idea what's going on. The reason the sink is so narrow, because it would hit the door otherwise. This is so embarrassing. This is so bad. And then where's the mirror? We don't even have a mirror.
Let's leave this. Of course, more storage space outside of the powder room, but let's keep on going. As we keep moving, we've arrived and looped back.
Oh my God, what is going on here? Look at this edge. This is a disaster. Don't tell me this is intentional. Was it intentional? Like, after you ordered the marble, you realized, or you thought it would be a good idea to put a step there. Like, you can just rest your coffee. It's your coffee station. This is embarrassing. This is really embarrassing.
Now we have entered your large living room. Where do we even begin?
Very narrow. Again, it's not narrow for a standard home. For the size of the property, it's narrow. The dimensions, I don't know if they had like a centimeter inch conversion problem somewhere in the middle of their calculations, but the ratio is off. It's obvious to me.
More sliding doors here in this corner, 2 separate exits to look out into our backyard and the views, which we'll continue to talk about throughout the rest of this property tour. And you've got a little bar area. You know, I do like this bar space, first of all, for the placement.
Is this a bar? You call this a bar? $40 million? This is like a coffee station in the primary suite. This is not a bar, dude. This is so weak. It's horrible. This is one of the worst bars I've ever seen.
We can see all the way out into the kitchen, the large living room, and a glimpse into the main walkway in the entrance of the house. But then you also get the views of the San Fernando Valley to your left side. And the countertops have a unique look where you can see the elevated bar top.
Okay, this might have been intentional, but I really doubt. I mean, it could be intentional for the kitchen too, but don't do that. Okay, it looks ridiculous. It looks completely off. That break, optically, it's horrible. It might have been an accident and then they kind of like played off with it and continued. I don't know. You got to ask the developer why they did it.
More floating wood shelves up against a mirrored backsplash wall and a smaller sink there tucked in the corner.
You see what I'm saying? Like, how are you don't even have elbow space? You have to bring your elbows towards your belly button and wash the dishes, wash and clean the thing. Like, they're just their measurements. I'm telling you, this is not normal.
So let's keep going, guys. Also, the little details you can see.
That step is not ideal. That's a step that you would not see and miss. That one steps really get you a lot of time.
But here we are. Now I feel like I'm in a luxury hotel, just leaving that entire living room and kitchen, just stepping into a different country. It doesn't even feel like I'm in America or the Valley anymore.
Like, for example, like they've tried to do some nice stuff, but it's just so bad. Such bad finishes to me. Look at this. Like, the way the stone is not flush with this panel is so obvious that it sticks out. You can see the edge. You shouldn't be able to see the edge. All these little flaws that like it's so embarrassing at this price bracket. I know developers on a $2 million home, $3 million homes get it right because it just takes forethought, right? Like you have to think about it. You have to anticipate the thickness of material and all that stuff. And when I see this edge, it just tells me you didn't do that.
You have dozens of these light fixtures hanging from up above all the way down to the basement level, mixed in with the wood slat walls. Then you've got this plaster that looks like the side of a mountain.
Oh my God. It looks a lot more natural from a distance, but when you zoom in on it, it does look like plaster.
And come a little closer here, because looking down, you can see multiple trees that we'll get into more detail, but those were $15,000 a piece.
Dude, $50,000, call me. I'll get you way nicer trees than this. Who's your tree guy?
And so that tree is just in the middle of that mountain surrounding it, that mountainous wall.
Like it was not done tastefully. Like this should have been like bordered in. It should have been indented inside, framed right. It's like, let's just stick it. Like, let's glue it on.
I really do like that on the right side, you have the spiral staircase in the backyard. And then on the left side, you still get a glimpse of the hills out here in Encino. So they didn't want to just put that staircase in the middle, blocking your views. It really is all about the little details when they did everything.
You should never, ever see a spiral staircase in a $40 million home, especially with this dimension, with this much amount of land. It's a great lot. It's a very, very good lot. You should have had the space to probably give it a stairway, not a spiral staircase. It just cheaps out.
And once again, speaking of glass, I'm standing on a glass bridge right now. And this bridge leads you into one of the bedrooms. Now just look at this entrance. This is to enter into a random bedroom in this property. This is not the master bedroom.
Exactly. A random bedroom by the grand foyer. Like this is like the common foyer of the house, and there's a bedroom on the foyer. Does that sound right to you guys? Is that traditional? What kind of a layout is this? I call these like dormitory layouts, right? Where there's like a central area and all the rooms connect, like a barrack. Like soldiers, they have the similar concept where there's like a central area, line up before you go for like a march, and then they go back to their rooms.
Now let's check out the bedroom. When we enter this bedroom, watch your step.
Yeah, watch your step, exactly.
Wood slat walls behind our California king-size bed. Directly in front of me, we're getting views of the Encino Hills, beautiful mountains.
Wait a minute, is someone in the pool swimming? Is there some guy over there with his shirt off? What is going on? This is a wild freaking tour, dude. What's going on? There's like the pool man, and some dude is just like one of the labor people is just going for a swim.
But here is the walk-in closet and bathroom. Ensuite, of course, beautiful glass shower right as you enter into this room. Love the tones of the tile you see in the shower. And you've got the smaller tile below us on the floors. Large floating vanity with countertop space.
Like, what is that outlet doing right by the wall? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, come on, dude. This is...
But let's leave this bedroom and walk back on our bridge into the main part of the home once again. As we make our way to the family room, the ceilings seem to be getting higher as we keep on walking, because now the space is just filled with these massive crystal-like light fixtures that are very unique.
Okay, this is a good volume. I like this volume. Now, I like the chandelier so far is the nicest one they've had. But overall, this room seems dimension-wise, proportions seems good. The marble is somewhat tastefully done. It's not really bespoke, but it doesn't seem like they've screwed up here.
And then what also stands out is this massive fireplace where the stone also goes from the floor all the way up to those ceilings.
So like a lot of like high-end developers would hide these outlets, because what if you don't want to put TV, right? Now you have to put a TV because the outlets are there.
The walls to both sides extend out a little bit further than the centerpiece here. And there is a little bit of space where they implemented an LED light strip shining on that stone that also goes up to the ceiling, adding some nice depth.
Texture would have been nice. Depth is nice, but like for example, for a property like this where you're using a filled travertine, where it's not on the floor, so it's on the wall, things are not going to get stuck in there as much as you would try to somewhere on like a counter or something. It would have been really nice if it was a unfilled travertine where you could have kind of had that texture element sticking out. That would have been a tastefully, thing to do over here.
But there is just an expansive amount of space in this living room. Look at this. This just keeps going. I'm giving you every angle.
Okay, this is by far the best executed room. I'm okay with the fact that it's double exposed. This is like at the tippity tip of the property, opens up. You have outdoor space to the left, to the right, to the front, and you got views from each side. Like, one of the best things about the property he hasn't mentioned that I really like, this property is going to be lit because you're on top of a promontory. You're south facing, east facing, north facing. You're facing everywhere. You're not going to have light issues in a house like this. That's like probably one of the best things about it.
There is nothing that can even be built like this anywhere near this part of the valley, really ever again.
Dude, there's some guy in the swimming pool. I found him. Look. What is This is such a wild tour. I never thought I would see a topless guy in a swimming pool. Oh my god. This is just amateur hours. Who's that golfer, dude?
Don't be nasty.
So let's jump outside. Well, here it is. Quite literally the best view in the San Fernando Valley, maybe in the history of the San Fernando Valley.
It's not. Okay, there are better views. One of the problems is that it's like mostly a mountain view and a city view without a real focal point. But the fact that it's even on this floor, it's very panoramic. It's very cool. It's at the end of a cul-de-sac. So the lot orientation is actually really, really good. To be fair, the house sits really well on the lot. I mean, you do have a lot of space from all sides of the property, which is fantastic. You want that. It looks so ugly. It's just, architecturally speaking, like if they had a little bit more taste to make it look beautiful, give it character, it just looks like a $2 million, $1 million, and an ugly $1 million home that just like did some steroids, right? But the lot is amazing. Amazing lot.
We're gonna first start on one side and then loop around and go into full detail to show you everything that this backyard has to offer. So follow me over to the putting green, 2-hole putting green.
This gardener stuff is over here. Okay, this is really pushing on a putting green over here. It counts. I guess it counts, but I don't like the fact that there is no separation between the front yard and the backyard, and you can completely go around the property. It seems like bare. I always want to create some boundaries between the front yard and the backyard. There needs to be some sort of, it could be, landscaping separation, but it doesn't look good.
Let's keep on moving because you guys want me to talk about the views because I probably haven't done that yet. But this is the start of our lap pool that extends the entire length of this side of our property and finishes off in that large pool in the center of the home.
Dude, there's a piece missing here. There's a little piece of stone missing on the edge of the pool. What's going on with this house?
The drone shots look unbelievable of this house.
Let's talk about the setbacks, because look at the side setbacks. Very generous. Very, very generous. Let's give credit where it's due. The house really, really sits comfortably on the lot.
You'll be swimming in the pool. You just look up to this monstrosity.
Monstrosity. That was the best thing you've said so far, Darren. I think you had a Freudian slip there. Good job. That was good. Keep it honest, bro.
The turfed flooring transitions to a wood paneled flooring down beneath us. We have some outdoor space to hang out.
You don't have any space heaters because you don't have any umbrellas. You don't have any space heaters. Where's the outdoor dining table?
Right up along the edge of the lap pool and ends as it opens up to your main pool right here, and then the deep end drops off just about right here, as you can probably not see on camera, but I can see for myself. And this just feels like, honestly, as if you are in some sort of marina, or as if you were swimming along a river and then it just opened up to the ocean right here. That's how I would probably describe it.
Darren, are you taking something, bro? What are you talking about? Ocean? Are we in the Amazon? What are you... River? Ocean?
If I were swimming in that lap pool, then arrive to here, and then you end up in this massive lake You can probably jet ski in this thing. It is that big.
What are you talking about? Is this your first, bro? Is this your first mansion tour? Are you just freestyling? Like, he's just like, should we give you a beat? Come on, man.
And then we have 2 glass railings to both sides that leads us down to our yard space with real grass out here, multiple palm trees.
These palm trees are not looking happy. They look like they went through like 4 or 5 years of construction. They just ate dirt. They just ate crap load of dirt. And they're so happy the house is done.
And then this yard narrows out to the very tip and end of our property line. As you can see out there, this truly is a one-of-a-kind backyard, a one-of-one house in Encino, a one-of-one house in the valley. This view must look epic for you guys.
This, where the railing starts over here, it looks really dangerous. It's weird. Again, there's so many weird things about this property.
Finishing up the side yard, more unique details in the landscaping, the plants, the rocks down beneath.
Like, do you see, architecturally speaking, this looks so weird? A proper architectural design has to give functionality from inside and still aesthetically look beautiful from outside. And there are times that inside forces issues on the outside, but you have to foresee that. To me, this style does not seems like it was planned out right from the inside or the outside. You normally see, like, at least they get one right, because a lot of the spaces on the interior, the dimensions were off. And then on the outside, it's also, architecturally speaking, aesthetically, it's just not appealing to the eye whatsoever. Like, what is this step down over here? And then it comes down, and then it goes back. It's just so off.
And now we are back in the front yard that we did show you as we arrived to this property. So that was the entire backyard of this house. What did you guys think? That was insane. You truly could spend every day out here and never get bored, ever. But that was everything for the main level, the backyard. Now we've got to go down to the basement and show you what I'm talking about when I say you're going to be experiencing a tropical oasis downstairs. Heading downstairs to the basement level. First of all, this is what I wanted to show you. How wide this platform is heading down to the basement, where we have some built-in shelving.
Well done. Well done. That's luxury. That's ultra luxury. Like, when you allocate such a beautiful space, I mean, I wouldn't say beautiful, such a large space to your landing between making the turn to go all the way down. Beautiful, really cool. And it's interesting where they've put the shelves and stuff. Again, I'm not crazy about the execution. The color palette is too similar to the wood panel. I don't want to get into that. Let's say the positive, like, it was cool that they foresaw this, that it would be cool to give a really nice landing area over here.
This is not a room, a lounge area. It's truly just the platform halfway down the staircase. And then you see to both sides, you have a unique painted wall.
Like, the palette, come on. Isn't that obvious? You should try a different color. How about a little bit of, like, something that, like, contrasts the wood?
Welcome. Downstairs, this is just the start of the basement in a home. Look around me, multiple trees down here, and I think that's where we'll actually start. You see the floating staircase and a tree directly next to it, and that's not your ordinary tree. This was actually $15,000.
Oh my God. And it looks half dead. It looks like they took it out from the ICU. What's happened to this tree? It's not doing well.
And before we show you the rest of what's going on throughout this basement, and there is a lot going on down here, there's a door directly in front of the staircase. Right as you walk down, you see a door, 2 light fixtures to both sides, and look at these light fixtures. It's very unique. It looks like a rope and hair in the middle here, which is a very unique look to any light fixture I've ever seen. Blonde hair on both sides, and then these gold tones, which looks like it's just hanging and mounted on this little arm that is pushed out from the wall. And it's to both sides of our door here, which I'm not going to tell you what's inside here. You're going to have to see for yourself. Well, this is your home movie theater. There's a lot to see in here, starting with the upper section. This is the section for VIP.
What? VIP? Dude, what are you talking about, bro? This is like a table service up here? It's like a bouncer not letting people come up. Hey, sit down. This is not your area. It's just the bar.
Opposite side, same stone, book matched marble, 2 floating ledges, LED lights, plenty of storage space down beneath, dark wood cabinetry. Then you've got glass doors on display for all of your fancy cups, drinks. Enjoy a nice beverage up here while you're watching and enjoying any film in your luxury home movie theater.
Why does it look like a kitchen? That's not what you would have movie theater.
But let me walk down and show you the rest of this movie theater so you can see how large this is from up there. I mean, look at this.
Overall, not bad. I like the furniture. It's decent. It's good. It's not bespoke, whatever. These, like, wood paneling over here, they look like they had some extra pieces from upstairs and they, put LED lights behind. It's okay. It's okay.
Making our way toward the garage, you look up above to that glass bridge, which is really cool to see because directly above me, we look all the way through to the skylight on the rooftop deck that once we get up there, you'll be able to see exactly the point at where we're standing now to where you'll be standing when we're on the roof. And it comes all the way down to the basement level. But as we walk straight, we're entering our 20-car garage. Well, in a home of this caliber, you have to have enough room for your 20 supercars.
Okay, it's good space. Again, for a car collector, you can fit 20 cars over here. You can probably fit 20 cars outside. If you are a car collector, you might not find as many properties that have as much space, at least covered and uncovered. So overall, this is good. This is really good.
You might have not noticed this, but follow me in here. This is actually the staff's quarters. Little mudroom section for storage down beneath. You enter through another door, and this is a full chef's kitchen. All right, I bet you guys didn't expect to see this down here. The finishes in here almost make it just as nice as the kitchen upstairs, the main kitchen that anyone's going to see. So they made the staff's kitchen
better. Yeah, I agree. It's a pretty good staff kitchen and chef's kitchen. Not bad. But again, like, you see that? That's a Taj Mahal court, I'm pretty sure. It's sticking out from the side. You see the space? Craftsmanship. Craftsmanship.
So you arrive, you enter into the garage, you park your car next to the door, you start cooking up meals for the family in here, and then you head up those side stairs into the kitchen. Easy and convenient. In here is your full walk-in pantry. I think you can store enough food in here to last at least a week, maybe a month, maybe a year.
What are we saying, bro? Are you in your flow state? Darren.
And to this side, although this would be a space to fit 20 cars, if you have that many, they also have it staged to potentially be a hangout area or a living room. I think this would be a necessary area to have to entertain people because you can, let's say you play pool, you look into your resort-style basement, and then you also look at your 20 hypercars. Well, maybe only 16 because that's how much room you have now because you've used the rest to have a living room.
He's right about this. You should have space allocated, but it's such an afterthought, right? It's so obvious. Like, you need to change the vibe. Like, you can see, 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗍𝗔𝗍 does that really well on his properties where there's like a lounge area, but you need to distinguish the space. You can change the floors, you can bring art in, you can put a glass wall, you can turn it into an office within an office. Sometimes you have like chauffeurs' offices for properties of this big, right? So you have like some like where your staff, your drivers, people who clean the cars actually have a sitting room, a lounge area where they hang out. Maybe some of them are also security. There's a security spot over there. They monitor the cameras. So you could have a chauffeur lounge. Looks completely off. Like, you just put some pool table in the middle of the freaking parking lot.
Let's go back into the basement. There's more to see. You invite your friends over. They park in your garage. And this is the first thing they see I can't even believe that. This is insane. You walk in, you see this tree, you see all this glass, the glass bridge once again, the floating staircase, the bar. What is going on right now? I just have to give you guys a few seconds to take all this in because this moment, this look is absurd. But we have more to see than just these $15,000 trees. Let's walk this way down the hall. To one side is our elevator where I'll actually show you what it looks like inside. This takes you all the way up to the roof.
Why is it so narrow? You can't even stand. You gotta line up. Like, you put your hand on the shoulder of the front person in front of you. You just go, doo, doo. Everybody on board. Go. Press the button.
Behind me is actually the exit to the rooftop. Once you get up there, you leave behind yourself.
That's good because you don't have enough room to turn around. So you just continue going. Guys, we're going. Guys, I'm going to make this 2 parts because we're halfway through the video, okay? This is a really funny one. So I'll just tell you guys what I like about the property so far and then subscribe so you won't miss the second one. I would drop it, I don't know when, maybe in different sequence. So if you have not a subscriber, it's the time to subscribe to the channel, okay? Subscribe. So I'll tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it. I love the lot. I think it was an incredible lot. I love the way the house sits on the lot, except the elevation it sits on. I don't think they should have done a 2-3 story home. I think it's a classic case of trying to maximize the square footage. In fact, I think you could get a $40 million exit on a lot like this if you execute it right. But the way he has executed, he will be lucky if he gets 20. Okay, the lot is great. The way the house sits on the lot, as far as spacing, the side setbacks, lot utilization, fantastic. Lot orientation, really, really good. The finishes, horrible. The layout, horrible. The scale and architectural style, horrible. Just really, really bad. But yeah, these are the things I don't like about it. If you want to come to my 5-day workshop, okay, we're going to go over architectural elements, right? Like the size of the windows, the size of the door, the architectural style, how to fix an architectural style, right? On that day where we focus on architectural style, we're going to talk about that. And you can look at the architectural style of your own home. You can do your own homework. You can be like, oh, I can fix it this way, this way, this way. If you're a platinum, you'll be able to ask questions. It's going to be incredible. I've never shared everything. Even my most like high-end billionaire clients, you can read their testimonials. It's in the landing page. They don't ask me, Arvin, like the principles behind it. They're like, just like, Arvin, what's the problem with this? Can you tell us, like, you know, what the problem with this house is, or what's the problem with this mansion we're designing? Find the flaws, and then I'll give them their architect's tips to fix it. But I'm sharing this for the first time. So click on the link below. I would love to see you there. It's at the end of April. I don't know when you're watching this. And if you can't make it on the VIPs, you can actually go ahead and it's available for a whole year. And if you can't do that either, you can purchase it for $3,000 at after I record it. I'm going to package it all together and sell it as a course. So you're getting a massive discount if you sign up right now, because I want to do it with a live audience. I think it would add a lot of, like, it would be real. It would be like this, and that's what I wanted. Like, I want you guys to get a real experience, and it's by doing. So you get homework. Bring your project in. Bring whatever you're doing with it, all right? Like, let's work on it together. You can work on it right there, get it done, and have, like, really solid plans before you submit it to the city, whatever you're going to do. I'm so excited for this. If you want to see a house with a booty, click over here. If you want to see Dr. Mike's house, click over here. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the comments. Take care.